This morning on the WDHA Morning Jolt, I am joined by Mike Hammy as the host, producer of Greetings from the Garden State podcast. Mike, good morning and welcome to WDHA.
Oh, Jim, it's so great to be on WDHA. I think I told you in an email that I've been listening to WDHA since I was a kid, and now to actually be a guest on this station is tremendous. I'm super excited to chat with you.
You know, like you growing up here in New Jersey, I listen to it a lot, so it is a cool experience to be here as well, I must tell you.
Yeah.
Coming up this Saturday, Greetings from the Garden State is presenting Jersey Fest at White Eagle Hall in Jersey City. Tell us about the event, Mike.
Sure. So, what Jersey Fest is essentially a culmination of all the stuff that we've been working on with the Greetings from the Garden State podcast since we launched back in October 2021. So, what we do with the show is we travel the state, we connect with people that are local business owners, artists, people that run nonprofits. We call it the Heart of Jersey Pride, and it's people, places, and stories that are shaping New Jersey. So, in that time and in our travels, we've met so many cool, interesting people. And I always had this idea of kind of trying to bring everyone together for an evening where we kind of get breweries involved and food involved and bands involved and, everyone that we've kind of connected with over the last 2.5 years. And I think for our first ever Jersey Fest, we did a pretty good job. So we have 5 Jersey bands playing. And I'm sure we'll talk about them at some point, but Natalie Farrell, Surfing for Daisy, Jackson Pines, Reese Van Riper, and the Vaughns. Our bar is going to be stocked with Jersey beers and Jersey spirits from breweries and a distillery in the state. We have Cellar 335 from Jersey City. They're going to be doing tastings for our VIP ticketed customers upstairs. And a big get that we added within the last couple weeks, we have Ruts Hut selling rippers on the floor, which is going to be amazing. And we have Johnny's Pork Roll and Coffee too. Also, they're based down in Red Bank. They're bringing the truck up and they're going to be selling Taylor ham, egg, and cheeses. Because sorry, Johnny, but I'm a North Jersey guy through and through. So we tried to bring as many Jersey entities as we could to kind of make it a full experience for everyone that kind of comes through, on Saturday at White Eagle Hall.
You know, you mentioned Ruts Hut, and that was the one that caught my attention when I was going through the webs. Like, oh yeah, hello.
Yeah. 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 That was, I mean, it was just kind of like a shot in the dark. They've been really, putting a lot more effort within the last couple of weeks, I noticed, into their social media and all that kind of stuff. And I was chatting about having someone from Ruts to come on the podcast because that's how I get my in. And I was like, I'm not sure, but do you think you would ever do something off site? Because I mean, traditionally, they've been there since 1928, I think. It's really been within the 4 walls of Ruts. That's really all they do. And they were really receptive to it and really pumped up about it. And we're excited to have them out there. And I know that's been everyone that I've talked to at White Eagle and the people that are kind of involved in Jersey Fest, whether the bands, whatever. Some of them have never had a ripper and they're like, this is great, and I can come play my set and then get a hot dog when I'm done. So we're pumped about that.
Tell us about the bands that you have coming in this Saturday, Mike.
Sure. So some of the bands have been on our podcast before. Other ones have been ones that I've seen live in person, all that kind of stuff. And so we're kicking it off with Natalie Farrell. She's based out of Asbury Park. She's kind of pop. I would kind of liken her almost to Alanis Morissette, sort of like that kind of vibe, that kind of music. Jumping over to Surfing for Daisy. They have, within the last couple months, released some songs that don't tell any of the other bands, but are probably some of my favorite songs that are going to be played in that evening. They're also in the Asbury Park area. I'm in Asbury Park quite a bit. I live in Bloomfield, but I go down to Asbury quite a bit, so I kind of connect with these people there. So I'm really excited for Surfing for Daisy, and they're super pumped to kind of get those new songs out in front of people. Reese Van Riper, he's kind of a North Jersey based guy. Our band, we call him the king of Jersey swamp rock. So you kind of feel like that New Orleans style vibe. That's what Reese is all about. And he's like 6'7" and wears seersucker suits and wide brim hats and all that kind of stuff. He's awesome. Jackson Pines is based out of the Pine Barrens in Jackson. So there's your name. They're actually the theme song for my show, Ride, is a Jackson Pines song, and they're more folk. They're a folk band. And so one thing that I learned when I was interviewing them and talking to them and getting to know them a little bit more, and I don't know if you know this, but I didn't realize the deep folk tradition that Jersey has, especially in that central Jersey area, like, Albert Hall, all that kind of stuff. I mean, so we're super pumped to have them on. And then the Vaughns, they're kind of like a pop rock sort of also. And I've seen them in, Asbury Park. They're based more in like the Jersey City area. They've been at the Pet Shop and stuff like that in Jersey City. So those are our five bands, and we're super excited that we were able to get them kind of involved and kind of be the kickoff inaugural, lineup for the first ever Jersey Fest.
And White Eagle Hall is such a great venue.
Yeah.
Everybody I know who's played there, Mike, has raved about the building.
Yeah. Yeah. That's something. What's funny is none of the bands that we have playing Jersey Fest have played White Eagle Hall before, but all of them have been to a show at White Eagle Hall before. And it's kind of one of those venues that you're like, man, I really want to play, Stone Pony, White Eagle Hall, Starland, like all these other ones. And I think White Eagle Hall, as it continues to kind of grow that reputation and have really cool acts come through and shows come through, I really think that it's developing a reputation where it's a place where people need to play, particularly in North Jersey, where there's not a ton of venues like that. So yeah, I mean, obviously, like the history of it, St. Anthony's basketball, Coach Hurley, all those state championships, national championships, and now a really awesome venue with the stained glass skylights and the bars built out of the old floorboards from the basketball court. And they've been honestly awesome to work with. Kind of getting this whole thing set up and kind of holding my hand a little bit through some of the process. But yeah, I can't think of a better place to kind of kick this off, do our first ever Jersey Fest, than at White Eagle Hall.
For WDHA listeners who want to learn more about this Saturday night's event, get tickets, where do they go, Mike?
We would send them to greetingsfromthegardenstate.com/Jersey-Fest. You can just go to greetingsfromthegardenstate.com. There's a Jersey Fest tab where you can click. And we're selling tickets on the White Eagle Hall website, which is whiteeaglejc.com, I believe. So those are the two places you can get tickets. And yeah, we'd love to see everybody out there.
And again, it's this Saturday night, Jersey Fest, White Eagle Hall in Jersey City, being produced by the Greetings from the Garden State podcast and Mike Ham. Mike, best of luck this year, and thank you so much for your time this morning here on DHA. I know it's going to go great Saturday night.
Thanks, Jim. I really appreciate you having me on, and hopefully we see you there, right?